What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my sanctuary build, or welcome if this is the first video you're viewing. And if it is, you should probably go ahead and kind of jump back and have a look at this stuff I've kind of previously built at this settlement. So yeah, what we're going to be doing is taking a look at the foundation for the hotel I'm building. And yeah, I know it's not too exciting, but this is kind of the easiest way I can do it without kind of having too much stuff to talk about and kind of lose track. And it also means you get more frequent videos. So yeah, basically all I've done is taken the two kind of standing houses on the left hand side as you come over the bridge and built a foundation which my hotel is going to go on. And yes, there is two separate kind of builds by here, but this is actually going to be one build. I'm actually going to have a bridge in the middle of it. So yeah, basically all I've done to build these foundations is basically I took the shack kind of pre-built floor and roof, I guess it's called. I don't know, it's the kind of basic one, and I basically just layered that over the top of the roof of this, and it kind of worked out. It was kind of the right height. I was quite happy with that actually, and I basically did the same thing for both of them. But over to this side, as you can see, I got a nice little gap. I actually rounded off the edges a little bit, just basically placing them diagonal, as you can see, just to kind of add a little bit more kind of variety, I guess, to the kind of layout I make. Because square builds kind of just, they're just square. They get a little bit boring looking if they're just completely square. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to add a little bit more detail to it. So yeah, basically that's what I did, and then I went ahead and layered some flooring over the top. I'm pretty sure this is the warehouse flooring. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the barn flooring is more white and kind of more rustic looking, I guess. And then after I did that, I ended up placing in kind of walls and stuff. As you can see on the second kind of level, I started actually placing them on the outside. And it kind of just took away all the detail on the bottom, all these supports. As you can see by here, this is kind of what I did all the way around. But yeah, all I did then is kind of knock them back a kind of block, I guess, or section, just to kind of have that little bit more detail while still having like a solid structure underneath. And then after that, I ended up adding the supports at the bottom, because obviously on the front it actually overlaps a little bit, so I wanted it to overlap a little bit, just once again to add a little bit more detail and just to make it look a little bit nicer. And it also gives this nice little roof kind of thing going on the front. And all I did for that is took the barn support things, I don't know what these are called, but it's basically these wooden poles, and I just kind of placed them around. First of all, and obviously offset some of them, rotated them a little bit using the mod place everywhere. That's the only mod I'm actually using for these builds, is place everywhere, just to allow me to place everywhere and be creative and not kind of be restricted like you normally are. And then I just took some more kind of supporting kind of looking bits, like this shack bridge, I'm pretty sure it's called, and I placed that. Another reason why I like place everywhere as well, it doesn't just allow me to place anywhere and rotate stuff, it also allows me to resize stuff, which really comes in handy with builds, because sometimes stuff ain't the right size, and being able to resize it kind of just opens up for a hell of a lot more stuff. So yeah, I kind of added some more stuff like the scaffolding bits as well, and the flooring, the shack flooring as well, with the massive supports, as you can see at the back of here. I kind of threw down some of that, and as you can see, it's massive. And this is one shack floor. As you can see, it's pretty damn big, but it works, and I wanted it kind of spread out. I didn't want it too cluttered. As you can see, this is not actually touching the floor, but I will fix that later on. So yeah, what did I do next? For next, to kind of add a little bit more detail, I just added kind of some lighting and some signs, and even some of these generators, just to add a little bit more detail. I think the first thing I actually added was this lamp. And I thought it looked really cool because it had this kind of support in this angled bit, as you can see in the fancy kind of support thing. I thought it looked pretty cool how it kind of just it looked like it helped the support, I guess the best way to say it. But it's still quite a what's called apocalypse kind of style lamp, because it has the kind of little metal thing that sticks out here, and obviously it's rustic as well, which helps. But I think it kind of works. It's kind of simple and little, and it just highlights the entrance of this place here. And then I ended up adding some more stuff to this box cart. I added this box cart originally as part of like kind of walling off the support bit, and then I threw down some extra things because it kind of looked a bit bland. I kind of wanted to make it into a kind of giant generator, so I did these two kind of airplane engines generators, and I made one a little bit smaller than the other. I think I've shrunk them both down actually. It stuck out a little bit at the bottom, but as you can see I just added these metal supports from the warehouse section, and I also added these two kind of wooden support beams, which I believe is from the kind of ball kind of ramp thing. Can't remember what it's called, but yeah, I just basically added them to there, and to cover up kind of certain areas I just added some little things like this. Also put an engine on the side, as you can see right, but then it kind of fits, it takes away that gap. And of course I added a for rent sign, because obviously people can rent these rooms out, and I lit that up with a nice little kind of lighting thing. And I added a massive, I'm feeling like I'm just saying, and I added this, and I added this, but this is basically what I did. Yeah, I kind of resized one of these big generators because I really like the kind of cover on this side, I guess, this big kind of red kind of metal cover. And I thought it kind of suited it quite nicely, so I kind of chucked that down. And I think that's basically what I've kind of done for this support. I also shrunk in a what's it called, a junk fence, as you can see, into it, just leaving the kind of wooden support kind of bits of wood sticking out. I'm pretty sure I made that big as well to actually fit it perfect. Yeah, to be honest, there's not a load. Oh, actually, there's a nice little sign I did over here, which is probably like one of the coolest things I actually built so far on this. And it's basically a liquor sign. And all I did was tuck one of the kind of roofing support looking beam things, and I placed that down, and then I placed obviously a liquor sign on the end, making sure it kind of worked. I'm pretty sure I resized it to make it a little bit bigger because it was a bit too small at the beginning. And then to add a little bit more support, I did two things. I added some wires with the conducts, I'm pretty sure they're called, just to have a support wire, and it kind of just didn't look like it was enough. So I ended up getting these kind of ramp things for the balls, and I actually placed it, and it works. It doesn't look too great when you're up close and up by here, but that's not how people are going to be viewing it. People are going to be viewing it from like down here. And as you can see, it actually fits really good and looks pretty cool. And then of course I chucked down some lighting, as you can see, just to light this thing up. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It looks really nice because it kind of sticks out. It adds kind of another dimension to this build, and I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, this is kind of like a basic kind of thing, but this is the beginning, this is kind of start, and it was actually quite a lot of work that went into this, even though it doesn't really look like it. But it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. In the next video we'll go ahead and actually build the structure of the whole hotel itself. But for now, this is it. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you actually want to see kind of frequent updates of my builds, I actually post most days on Instagram of what I'm doing, so check that out if you want to. And I'm pretty sure it automatically posts to Twitter. I'm pretty sure I had Facebook set up and again it kind of broke, but yeah. So Twitter or Instagram is probably the best places to go for updates. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. And as you can see, I added some wooden supports, and I completely forgot about torque bodies. And all this basically I've done is added these wooden supports, making sure I placed them at specific points, as you can see, either side of this door. And I placed them either side of windows as well. If I go around the back here, you kind of have them placed either side of that window, either side of that window, and obviously just on the ends. And I'm pretty sure I did the same thing over here, maybe. No, I think I did it on the front of here. Yeah, I kind of placed it either side of the windows there. Pretty sure I didn't do it there just because of that structure kind of going on there. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'm actually going to leave now, so thanks and goodbye.